It's time to meet the co-main event and heavyweight title fighters first. Fighting out of the Farmers Insurance Thomas Swenson Red Corner. From the Foundation Training Center in Denver, Colorado, please make welcome Justin, the Creation Colburn. And now, fighting out of the last call time of the corner, from Child's Play in Buckner, Colorado, it's sexy Soderstrom. His professional heavyweight title bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds with the Curtis Thrasher.
Our co-main event of the evening, a professional heavyweight title fight, Justin Colburn. He's wearing the American flag style trunks, representing the Foundation Training Center, facing off against Heath Soderstrom, who's wearing the Colorado style flag trunks. He's representing Child's Play MMA. And here we go. And Ron, we have got a technician versus brawler style fight here. Colburn, very much a jiu-jitsu fighter, works on his striking game as well. And Soderstrom just loves to come in and throw heavy bombs.
Shocker.
And he's good at it. It works well for him.
Yeah, he's Big Sexy is definitely an entertaining guy. He's one of the guys that literally gets the crowd on their feet every single time. And he fights a fun style of fighting.
Yeah, he really does. Very entertaining to watch. And Colburn here with his back against the cage. Going to try to circle out and does so. See what these guys offer up from a distance, and a nice uppercut landed for Colburn, and Soderstrom answered back. Colburn throwing big bombs out there this evening.
I tell you, I think that Colburn sensed that hook landed flush and hurt Soderstrom to begin with, and he started throwing it often. I'm curious to see if he can find that loop to land flush as Soderstrom's coming in, because he's kind of coming straight in.
And a couple of those shots did land, I won't say exactly flush, but they landed solid, and Soderstrom showing he can take a punch.
Which we've known.
No doubt about that. He's been in some slugfests. And Colburn, one more time, having to try to work his back off the cage. It's going to take circular footwork. Almost had it for a moment, but the shoulder pressure, the forward movement of Soderstrom, keeping Colburn pinned up against the cage.
Two big, strong guys here. My goodness.
Colburn doing a nice job reaching through with the right hand, hand on biceps, trying to control, basically you kind of feel where your opponent's going, try to shut down the strike before it develops any power.
The brain versus the body.
And one more time, Colburn able to get his feet off the cage, and Soderstrom answers with strength and jams him back into it. A lot of work being expended by both these fighters here early in round number one. You and I, Ron, reference it quite often. This is one of the most grueling aspects of fighting, is being up against the cage in the clinch. It's absolutely a full body workout right here.
Over 500 pounds right now doing the work. Sorry, go ahead, JR.
Referee Curtis Thrasher saying he needs to see some work or he was going to bring him off the cage. And Soderstrom welted up around the left eye, and he's putting his hands up there, and Colburn takes advantage, closes in, lands a couple of clubbing shots.
Yeah, I think Colburn senses blood right now. Oh, and he lands a hard right hand. And Soderstrom tucks his chin down, bites down on his mouthpiece, and says, let's go.
And absolutely, Colburn smells blood right now. He's in stalking mode, trying to close this out, but Soderstrom saying that's not going to be an easy task.
You know, Justin Colburn carries a lot of muscle. He's a big, strong guy, and those muscles take a lot of oxygen. And this fight in this first round has been nuts already. So this will be interesting as this fight progresses, JR, but both these guys are landing hard shots.
Yeah, we're going to see if Colburn has enough to finish it out, because he's got Soderstrom on wobbly legs, but if Soderstrom can survive a little bit here, Colburn punches himself out. We know Soderstrom has the power to make a one-punch knockout, and there's a lot of blood coming out of that cut over the left eye of Soderstrom, and maybe I'm even seeing a little bit of a skin flap hanging down there, and that's a problem because that's the kind of cut that leaks into the eye.
That's right.
And will stop a fight because it impairs the fighter's vision and therefore safety.
It is a big gouge over the left eyebrow of Heath Soderstrom right now, and Justin Colburn is stepping back and finding outstanding range right now with that right hand.
And now it's Soderstrom back with the right hand that crushes up against Colburn. Soderstrom presses forward. He's smelling the blood in the water. Just turns out it's some of his.
It's true.
Good job by Soderstrom putting this fight up against the cage again. He's shown time and time again that he can control it here. Even the couple of times that we've seen Colburn able to get his back off the cage, Soderstrom able to use the footwork and the positioning in order to get back against the cage. And we'll see what happens if these guys separate. They're putting a ton of work in here, but somebody's going to flurry with some strikes, and it turns out it's both of them, much to the delight of the crowd.
Yeah, this is the kind of craziness that we always see out of a Heath Soderstrom fight. I mean, if you this is not he's not the kind of guy, if you don't have a big gas tank, he is not the kind of opponent you want.
And the 10-second clacker sounded. See if anybody puts together something that's real telling, and we're going to a second.
You know, and I'm looking at the left eye of Justin Colburn, and it's starting to swell now too.
Come on, let's go!
Justin Colburn taking some big breaths in that corner right now, as well as Heath Soderstrom is too. But you know, we expect that out of guys this size. These guys are monsters.
And Doc Alex Constantinidis over taking a look at that cut. Cornermen are working on it. Basically, the whistle is blown. The doc's going to step in for a second, see if he thinks that it's okay for the fight to continue. Again, it's all about the safety of the fighter, as long as it's not a skin flap hanging down there or not something that's bleeding so profusely that it's going to impair the vision of the fighter. The doctor will let it go. And we've seen Doc Alex. And looks like that's going to be it. The cut was just too much. Let me make something clear here. It's not the doctor that stops the fight. There actually is technically no such thing as a doctor stoppage, at least in Colorado. The doctor will advise the referee, and I'll just say that the referee always takes the advice of the doctor.
That's right.
So, congratulations, Justin Colburn, able to inflict enough damage to get himself the victory. It's going to be a technical knockout win. 5 minutes of round number 1.
What a fight. What a crazy fight. Oh my goodness. But you know, Big Sexy is never out of a fight. He could be bleeding like a sieve here, and he is always in the fight. I love watching this guy fight. But at the same time, I want him safe, and I want him taken care of so that he can come back and fight another day. Big cuts like that are never fun, and they're never productive if you let them go. They just get worse. Great sportsmanship being shown by both of these guys. What a barn burner, man. My goodness. And that will take us to Sean for the official announcement. Go ahead.
Round number 1. Referee has stopped this fight due to a cut and declares your new heavyweight Sparta Combat League champion, Justin Sean in the cage with Justin. Get your belt there. Man, sad that that fight couldn't go on because that was fun to watch and it was only going to get more fun. Are you happy with how that one ended?
You know what? I think I don't think they should have stopped the fight, to be honest. But he still had a lot left in him. I'm willing to do that one again for sure. Hats off to Heath. I want to thank my wife for allowing this to happen. She's been my rock. And I want to thank the family. I want to thank my brother. I want to thank Mike. All my students at the Foundation Training Center. I love you guys. And last but not least, I want to thank God.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, a Sparta Combat League champion. Please give it up once again, Justin Colburn.